Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Mm-hmm. Wow, delicious. Guys, isn't that sometimes that first sip of coffee on Monday morning, your body is just like, oh my gosh, gotta get it. And I'll tell you what, it's a pleasure to be able to come out and just enjoy it, just enjoy it. And by the way, it's been raining like crazy this morning, but the air just smells so absolutely fresh and clean. You remember those Irish Spring soap commercials? It's kind of like that. I'll tell you, I really enjoy it. But in any case, you come out, you tickle your senses. You get like a nice sip of coffee, nice cup of coffee going on. You're outside smelling the fresh cleanness of the air and what, and on and on and on. And on top of that, get out here. I'm able to come out here and share all these, beautiful things with you. And I value that in a big way. I'll tell you what. Well, guys, this week is going to be probably one of the biggest weeks in the entire distributed digital asset space for distributed ledger technology that we have seen in a long time. And of course, we're talking about the Bitcoin ETF. A lot of conjectures out there. Now, you got them arguing over one another with respect to, who's going to have the cheapest fees and for how long and all this and this. I mean, they're already out there really competing for market share with all the various Bitcoin ETFs that are going to come out. And I mean, you got them lined up. Now, I'm watching Blockchain Backer, and he really was throwing something out there, with his morning markets in the morning. And by the way, I really enjoy getting on there. He has some amazingly good common sense stuff, and he's an absolutely fantastic chartist as far as I'm concerned. But one of the things he was throwing out there that I thought was really well worth thinking about is the idea have all of these Bitcoin ETF guys gone out there and already accumulated their Bitcoin. And they're just waiting, and it's on the sidelines and all this kind of stuff so that they could take it and sell it, at a profit to the folks that are coming in and want to, purchase their spot BTFs. Because of course with spot ETFs, you have to hold the underlying assets. So they've already gone out and done it, because if they have, that's going to be a big disappointment to a lot of these, Bitcoin folks out there that are thinking, hey, once they're all approved, they're going to get in there and they're going to chow down like the Cookie Monster on Bitcoin and just buying it up like crazy and sending the price right through the, absolute stratosphere. Well, hey, when you think about it, I kind of think that maybe they have already kind of like put their bags out there and stuff like that. But needless to say, even that, remember, this market is really heavily influenced by sentiment. And boy, the sentiment, with a approved Bitcoin ETF is that, hey, this crypto space has just graduated. We got through kindergarten, back in the early days. We got through all of the Mt. Gox and all the breakdowns, and of course this whole, things that went down, with, the just after that in the, like our grade school days. And then of course we just got through high school, junior high and all that with what we've just experienced in the last two runs. But now we get to graduate and get accepted in the wide world, and Bitcoin gets to become an adult. I guess you kind of look at it like that, because it gets recognized, doesn't it, when it gets, a spot ETF. Now, hey, there are already spot Bitcoin ETFs around the wide world. In Canada, they already have it. They've had it for a little while. Well, look, has that really made a big difference? Because when you're dealing with these international institutional investors, hey, they can go out and they can buy Bitcoin at other markets, can't they, in spot ETF? Where's the price appreciation there? But of course, you're talking about the United States and all of the sentiment that goes with it. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. Now, there is also the thought that the SEC could literally come out there, and what they actually could do is they could literally say, look, we're not ready to quite make a decision, so they're going to kick the can down the road, and maybe they don't make a decision this week. I don't think that they're going to come out and flat out deny them. I just don't think that that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to be the narrative. But could they kick the can down the road and just delay the decision? That, I think, is absolutely possible. Now, if they approve it, then guys, yeah, I do believe we're going to see some really big volatility, and we're going to see initially, I think it'll be a big pump, but could there be a big dump after the fact, and especially before the Bitcoin halving? Guys, time immemorial. Listen, the Bitcoin halving has not, historically, immediately thereafter produced a big pump in this space. It hasn't. It's only been months of maybe 4 or 5 weeks after that we see some sort of a result. And it just, and that's all going by a lot of these whole 4-year cycle theory. Remember the 4-year cycle theory and things like that? Guys, the 4-year cycle theory in the bull run that Judy and I were a part of was scheduled to be hitting in December of 2021. Well, we know the peak didn't happen in December, did it? It happened in April, and that was significant. And the people that were holding on, for the December got hurt bad because it didn't come the way we thought it was going to come. And so I'm not sure if I subscribe to all these. I definitely, in our situation, the 4-year cycle theory did not pan out the way that they said it would, all built around these Bitcoin halvings. So you want to think about that. Now, something else. I'm reading an article from The Hedge. And it was an article about a book called I think it's called The Great Taking or something like that. But basically what it's talking about is how being in debt and being under debt, how a lot of these, bankster type folks have set it up from, a way back to literally accumulate assets like crazy, because putting the economy in a situation where businesses and individuals and this can't satisfy their debt, well, what happens? Things get foreclosed on, don't they? Or repossessed, or lawsuits happen and assets get seized, and on and on and on it goes. And of course, hey, your money in the bank literally right now is losing purchasing power by the day just because the attack against the dollar. This is where you might want to think about, hey, what is the cost going forward? Because if you're holding big balances on credit cards and things like that, just think about it. The interest rates that are on those things are just obscene. Somewhere in the neighborhood of anywhere from 18 point something to 29.99, and then the fees that they throw on there. And just wait and see. Watch. A lot of these credit cards, what they're doing is they're reassessing, individuals' risk and stuff like that, and their exposure and on and on. And then what do? Well, they drop the credit limits, don't they? And boy, when they drop them, they usually drop it below what you owe. So now not only do you have a reduced credit rating and you're in debt, but now you're over your limit. And what does that mean? Hey, big fees. And on top of that, we can now, because you're over your limit, we can now zap your, low interest rate right up to the absolute max. And that's what's going on. Guys, people are getting tagged and hurt big time. And this is where you want to think, hey, what's the long-term cost? And consider getting out of that debt as soon as you possibly can, because you want to be set up in a situation where you're not going to be subjugated to all of this, taking of assets and accumulating and things like that, because you're not encumbered by it as much as what's possible. Now, obviously, when you're dealing with mortgages and things like that, most folks don't have the ability to go out there and just dump like $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, pay that mortgage off immediately. But that's why we're hedging our bets, aren't we, guys? We're looking at this space and we're seeing the opportunity, because I tell you what, I always say, we're not the trailblazers, we're not the Lewis and Clarks, but I do believe that we are the pioneers, and we are so early. And when you think of how this space is going to change the wide world literally within the next couple to 3 years, boom, I think you're looking at probably one of the greatest wealth transfers in the history of mankind. Now, that is my personal opinion. I'm always encouraging you, get out there, research it, investigate it, find out. Now, for those of us that are watching, all of this digital asset stuff, most of us have already dipped our toes in it, but some people are just trying to find out. Guys, listen, YouTube is great for Confluence. It is not research. Really, I don't believe that you can look at YouTube and us content creators as research, because listen, let's be honest here. When you're listening to me on this channel, you're getting my 100% biased opinion. Now, I make no bones about that. I let people know that. That's what you're getting. Now, why? Because I'm out there, I've done my research, I've built up my convictions, but like I say, I can't give you the confidence that goes with those convictions. That's where you got to go out there and do some digging, do some research, get in there, read the white papers, get in there, see how these things are changing, investigate it. Hey, go to the patent office, like I like to say, and research distributed ledger technology, and wow, you see all of the various entities that have filed patents in the last 6 months. Just check out the names, guys, and that should tell you absolute volumes. Boy, oh boy, I'm telling you. And we are seeing something really, really shift in this wide world, aren't we? I mean, the shift is upon us, and it's upon us in a big, big way. Just wait for it, I'll tell you what. Well, guys, I sure hope you're having an amazing Monday morning, brand new start to this week. Some exciting stuff. I think by the end of this week, we're gonna know a whole lot more with our fingers on the pulse. We're gonna get the temperature, and it's gonna come in really, really quick. And so, guys, exciting times to be sure. And I'll tell you what, until later on today, when we have an amazing, fabulous video for you, have a great one and take care.